I had no idea how to sell anything, but somehow I ended up making close to $300,000 selling this product. And I'm not gonna gatekeep anything because I know digital products are honestly one of the best ways that like average people like me can be making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. And I promise you, if you watch till the very end of this video, you are going to have a digital product that makes you literally thousands of dollars a day, thousands of dollars a year. So that way you can either quit your 9-to-5 job or go full time in your online business. So before we get into it, my name is Sabah Lee. This channel is all about helping you build the most unforgettable life by being your own boss and make your own money so you can actually live life, because that is what life is about. And we're on the journey of reaching 100,000 subscribers. So if you want to be a part of the journey, you want to become financially free, you want to learn everything about manifestation and growing yourself, make sure to hit subscribe because I love each and every one of you guys. So without further ado, what is this digital product that made me close to $300,000 in my 20s? Okay, and you probably guessed it, it is an online course. Now, what I specifically sold was this branding course that basically targeted entrepreneurs, people that wanted to build a brand on social media and of course make money from it. And I actually don't sell this specific course anymore, but a few years ago when I launched on social media, I was so shook because I didn't know how to sell anything. Once again, I just graduated college in 2018 and I'm like, okay, I know there are a lot of people that want to learn how to build a brand online, and I had done it for myself. So I put all of my knowledge into this like course, and all of a sudden people started to buy. So since then, I've created so many more courses on, courses on like how to build your email list, courses on energy, courses on confidence, you name it. I've probably made a course about it, right? But on today's video, I'm gonna go through the exact steps of how you yourself can create your own online course and then start to sell on social media. Now, before I go into the exact steps, I want to first say, because I know there are going to be some people in the comments wondering this, is this a MRR course? Meaning, is this like a master resale rights course where you're basically taking someone else's course, just rebranding it as yourself and reselling it? No, this is a course that you create from scratch. So I did not do MRR. I did not sell like the UBC course, the roadmap course, like none of that. You are creating a course for yourself. And I'm gonna go through why I didn't go that route, why I created my own, why it's most beneficial. And then I'm also gonna go through, how to create your own course. So before we get into like why creating your own course is beneficial, I do have chapters. So if you wanna skip through and you wanna get into like the exact steps of how to create your own course, you can skip ahead. The first things first, like you wanna create your own course. And the reason why is because if you're selling someone else's product, it's not actually yours and you're not actually building your own brand. You want to keep in mind when you sell anything on social media, people are buying into you. They're not necessarily buying into the product. Now, of course, people are buying products because they want to learn that thing, but the reason why they buy from you versus somebody else is because of your story, your experience, your transformation, your personality. So if you're trying to sell someone else's course that's not actually yours, yes, you might make money right off the bat, but long term, it's not going to be a product that's going to sustain you and actually build your personal brand. And I know a lot of people don't talk about this because they're just like, sell this course and you're going to make like hundreds of thousands of dollars right away. But a lot of people actually fail at doing that. And then they wonder why, like this online social media making money thing doesn't work for them. And it is because A, they did not create the course themselves. B, they're not passionate enough to sell it every single day because they actually don't even have much like skin in the game because they haven't created something that they're so excited about. They're just like selling something else. Kind of like if you work in sales, if you're selling cars, if you're selling insurance, it's not something you created. You're not excited about it. So it's like you're basically doing it only for the money. And we already know if you're starting a business, if you're building a brand on social media, you're only doing it for the money, it's not going to last very long because once again, there is no passion, there is no purpose to it. So I just wanted to say that because I know some of you guys are going to be wondering, what if I do this with like MRR, UBC, roadmap? Did you do it? That does not mean you cannot do it, but long term, I do not recommend it. So the first thing you want to do to create your own course is come up with a course idea. Now, I will tell you, everybody has an idea that they can create a course on. Now, a lot of times people think, oh, I have to have something that's like completely revolutionary, a skill that nobody else knows, or I have to be like a genius at this skill. That couldn't be further from the truth. People are buying courses on these smallest things, on the smallest skills. I have seen people buy courses on how to do makeup. I have seen people buy courses and create courses on how to organize your pantry, how to do interior design. So what I always love to tell my clients and my audience to do is think of something that you enjoy doing, think of something you like doing, think of something you're good at, and create a course on it, right? So make a list of every single thing that you're super good at. Make a list of things that you enjoy doing. And I did this in the really beginning. And before I got into helping people build their brand on social media, make money, I actually created a course on goal setting. And I'm gonna pop it up right here. It was like confront to conquer the challenge or something. And I remember back then I would set goals and I would always attain them. And I knew there's a lot of people who would set goals and they wouldn't attain them. So I created a course on basically how to actually reach your goals, and people joined it, right? So you want to think about what is something, once again, you enjoy doing, you like doing, and something that a lot of people would also want to learn to do. Now, you want to have a skill that, of course, is in demand, meaning when you actually create this course, this product, sell on social media, people are going to buy. So I create a 36-page workbook. It's linked in the description if you want to go in depth in detail in really choosing a skill set to create a course on that's high in demand. So once again, when you actually launch on social media, people are going to buy right away, because many times people will, yes, create a course on something they enjoy doing. They'll sell a little bit of it, but there isn't that much demand on it. So it's not really a course that's going to last them like a lifetime of income. So if you guys want this workbook, I literally go through all of the steps of how to create a digital course. It just linked in the description below. So after you choose a topic that you're super passionate about, a topic that you enjoy doing, that you're really good at to create this online course, the second thing you want to do is create the outline of the course. So I love to think about, if I was teaching someone that was sitting right in front of me, what are like the A to Z steps that I would go through with them in order for them to get the end result. So for an example, if I was helping people create gluten-free recipes, so that way it doesn't trigger their IBS and, you know, other diseases where people can't have gluten, these are probably like the steps I'd go through. Like step number one is first identifying what foods really trigger your stomach and the symptoms that you experience. Step number two is making sure you don't include these foods in your recipes. Step number three might be shopping at these stores only in like the organic section, right? Step number four, I think that we're on, is recipes to make for breakfast and then lunch for dinner, right? And then maybe the last step is what to do after you eat so that way you don't bloat. Like I just literally made that up from my head, but you guys get the point. You want to write down the outline of what are the specific steps people need to take in order to either solve the problem that they're having with your course or just learn the information that they want to know. And like what I said, sometimes I really like doing this like physically with like a friend, with your significant other, a partner, someone that knows you. So that way you can really just like talk it out and go through it, because sometimes I'll tell you, if you're just writing it down on a piece of paper, you might come up with all the steps on your own, but sometimes when someone else looks at it with you and you're kind of just talking it out, you might find gaps where you're like, oh, this would be good if I include it in there. Like once again, if we continue on with the example of creating a course on gluten-free like recipes and food, you might add in a section of self-love and self-confidence. Like maybe you're really scared of eating food now because you literally cut out everything, because every time you eat something, you get like sick and triggered and bloated and all these things, right? So you might add in a section of how to really gain like that self-love, self-confidence back again. So you want to think about what are like the other things people may need to really get the transformation, because we want to keep in mind we're creating this course to really help people change their lives. So you want to think about all of the different things that you personally probably did to get the solution to, once again, the problem that you're solving. So after you come up with the entire outline of the course, honestly, you're ready to record. So I'm going to share a few resources and tools that I love to use to actually record the course, because once again, courses are basically small video trainings, along with you can like add in like worksheets and guides and like templates too. But they're basically video lessons that you're recording. So the two softwares that I personally love to use are Zoom Zoom, and then we have Loom. So Zoom, of course, you've probably heard of. It's a meeting platform, but it's also really good to record. So you can go on your laptop, download Zoom, and then you can basically just record yourself. So if you don't have a camera like mine, because right now I'm recording on my Lumix, you can basically go on Zoom on your laptop, use your webcam, and just record video like lessons and trainings. And to be honest, I did this. Honestly, I still do this because it's just so much easier, and I can share my screen when I use Zoom, and it just like honestly downloads the recording on my laptop, so I don't really have to do any uploading with my camera. Once again, if I'm doing something that's a little bit more, higher resolution, a little bit more professional, of course I'll use my camera, but you don't honestly really need it. And then we have Loom. Now Loom is basically a Chrome extension, so if you specifically just want to screen record something on Chrome, maybe you're sharing like recipes or you're sharing a document on Google Drive, you can use Loom as well. So once again, if I'm doing a little bit more screen sharing on my Chrome, on like my Safari, anything, I'll use Loom over Zoom. Now, after you record the video trainings, of course you need an online portal to actually host your course. Now, there's a few platforms you can use. There's platforms like Teachable. I think we have Thinkific, there's Kajabi, but I personally use Clickfunnels. Now, I love Clickfunnels because not only does it have like a course area where once again you could upload and create a course, but there's also sales pages and funnels. So of course, you're gonna need to set up a sales page in order for you to actually collect payment and people to buy the actual course. So if you guys wanna use Clickfunnels, I have a 14-day free trial so you guys can sign up, start to create your online course, get used to it. So if you guys want the free trial, it's in the link in the description. And if you guys also want me to create a short video on how to actually create like a course on Clickfunnels, comment below, let me know, and maybe I'll come out with a video on how to do that. So after you record the video trainings, the lessons, you put everything into this online portal to actually create the course. What you want to figure out now is the title and the pricing. Now, sometimes I come up with the title. Actually, most of the times I come up with the title before I actually even start to record and put it into the course. But I went through it in this way because I don't want you guys to get hung up on like, what is the title and spending hours and weeks on it and figure out the pricing. I want you guys to create this thing and just start to sell. Because to be honest, the title, it matters, but it doesn't matter as much as you just putting it out there and actually selling it to your audience. But with the title, I always love to come up with like a result-based title. So the course that I sold that made me over $300,000, it was called Brands That Sell. Now, it basically has the result in the actual title. You're creating a brand that sells. You're creating a brand that makes money, right? There isn't really any question about it. So if we continue with the example of creating a course on gluten-free recipes, you can literally name it gluten-free recipes, like course or mini course. And the reason why you want it to be that simple is because you don't want people to wonder and think about, oh, what is this like course about? Like I always say, like the simpler, the better, the basic, the better. Because once again, like you don't have people's attention for very long on social media. So if they're scrolling across your posts and they're just on Instagram, you want to get their attention like immediately. So just think of a few ideas that have the result in the actual title and then think of the price. Now the price is where a lot of people wonder, is this too high? Is this too low? Is it gonna sell? Like, what do I do? Now, I always say the price, like ask yourself this question, how much would you pay for this course? And whatever pops up to mind, price your course that way. And the reason why is because you don't want to have any resistance when it comes to selling your course. So for an example, if you price it too high, you're not gonna wanna sell the course because you're going to feel like people aren't gonna pay you $1,000, $2,000 to actually buy this course. But also you don't want to price it too low, because if you price it too low, then you're going to feel like you're getting taken advantage of. You are not getting charged your worth, right? So you want to find a price that feels good for what you're actually giving people, but also doesn't feel too high to a point where you don't even want to sell on social media because you can't even say the price in general. Now, my Brands That Sell course, it actually evolved. I created like different versions of it as I also got better at business and helping my clients, seeing like the gaps of what I could fix. So the first version of my course, I believe I sold it at like $4.99, so it wasn't anything too crazy, But as it evolved, the highest version of my course that I sold it for was $5,000. Now, you might be thinking, holy shit, that's a lot for an online course. But when I sold it for $5,000, I was also including group coaching calls. So it was like for 3 months, they got access to the course, but they also got access to weekly calls with me, and it was more customized. So down the road or right off the bat, if you're like, ooh, I want to be a little bit more hands-on with my clients, you can create coaching calls and additions to your course and price at like a higher ticket package. And that's where you can charge something like $3,000, $2,000, $4,000, like in the $1,000 range, instead of pricing it at just like a few $100s. Now on the lower end, I've seen people, and I've also created like mini courses that are only like $97 or like $199, right? So once again, it just really depends on what you want to create for yourself, for your business, but also what feels really good for you to sell to your audience and the value that you're actually providing in the course, right? If you're solving, someone's relationship in their marriage that's on the verge of divorce, that's like literally priceless. People are willing to pay a lot of money to save their marriage, right? So these are some things that you want to keep in mind and keep in consideration when it comes to titling and pricing your course. Now, inside of Profitable Product Workbook that I mentioned earlier, the 36-page workbook, I do go more in depth in detail of how to actually come up with the pricing when it comes to like low, mid, and high ticket offers. So if you're still struggling with like the pricing or the title, or even when it comes to the messaging of how to actually put together this message when it comes to selling your course on social media, once again, you can grab it in the link in the description. So the very last thing to actually sell this course, to actually start to make money, is driving traffic to the landing page. And we're going to do that with social media, okay? Because social media, it is free, and you can honestly drive so many people, like hundreds, thousands of people a week to your sales page, to your course, organically using social media. Now, one of the best ways I do it that works so well right now is Instagram Reels. Now, if you guys don't know why Instagram Reels are literally the best way to drive free traffic right now, it is because they're getting pushed out to people that do not follow you. So if you're posting on Instagram just like a carousel or a picture, usually those posts only get seen and shown to your followers. But of course, we're trying to reach people that aren't following us. So Instagram Reels, they get boosted out to people that once again are not following us. So I recommend posting at least one reel a day that focuses on not just selling your product, but educating your audience, showing results, sharing transformations, showing a story, something that really resonates with you, that will resonate with your audience, and will get people to be, oh my goodness, she got the transformation, I want that too. Now, here's an example of a reel that I literally create over and over again, and every single time I get hundreds of people commenting and asking for the product that I'm promoting. Now, for an example, this was not a paid product. It was actually a freebie that I was promoting on Instagram on how to make $1,000 a day. And I went through, I think it was like a 14-page freebie on what to do to make money. But as you can see, I got hundreds of comments. And the entire outline of this reel was basically pointing at the top of my screen, hey, do you want this? And then I screen shared, showed the actual freebie, and I told people to comment below. So if you're creating a course on like how to record YouTube videos, you can literally do the exact same thing. Do you want to learn how to record viral YouTube videos? And then you can screen share, show the mini course, and be like, comment below if you want it. That formula, literally, like that on its own, like pay me money. I will send you guys an invoice because that will make you so much money on its own. And I just give you guys that for free. And how I know this is because I've used that method so many times. My clients have used that method, and every single time they get clients. Okay. So if you're like, I don't know what to post on social media to get clients and sell my offer, do this template, do this method, and I promise you it'll work. And that's it. You guys have a digital product that will make you thousands of dollars a day. And once again, if you guys want more of a step-by-step in how to create your own digital product, grab the Profitable Product Workbook in the description. It's literally 36 pages of workable worksheets for you to discover your perfect product to sell, for you to discover who you're actually targeting, your ideal client, how to title, once again, price your offer in depth and in detail. So if you're like, okay, I have a good idea, but I have I have a few questions, I need to get a little bit more clear in this area, grab it in the description. Now, once you have your course, of course, now you're probably wondering, how do I create even more content to build my audience and sell my products? So if you want to learn the 3 content types that will sell out your offers, go right here and watch the video. So until next time, I love you guys so much, and make sure that you stay unforgettable.